our work cut out for us in the offseason. We've got a couple of significant free agents, so we're going to need to address that. Matt Wieters is a free agent. Mark Trumbo's a free agent. Those are the marquee free agents that we have. I looked at it, just briefly today, but I'm kind of encouraged about our starting pitching for next year. When you take a look at the veteran pitchers, they're all in the option year of their contract, so they're all pitching for a contract for the future. And those two young pitchers, Bundy and Gosman. Bundy, I think, is a bona fide Rookie of the Year candidate with 10 wins. That's an achievement in itself for a starting pitcher, and Gosman had the most quality starts of any of our pitchers. And we got those guys back to go with some veteran pitchers that have a lot of incentive to pitch well. Chris Tillman's going into his option year, Gallardo, Miley, Jimenez. So they are all, they should come into camp in good shape and ready to compete. Obviously, you score more runs if you got guys on base and you can leverage that power for additional runs. So that's something that we're going to continue to work on. I thought we did a really good job of that. Earlier in the season, we had a higher on-base percentage than we had later in the season. But I have to tell you, this American League East is a tough division. All right, we're facing a good team night in and night out. Okay, we're playing the Yankees, we're playing the Red Sox, we're playing the Blue Jays. Make no mistake about it; those are major market clubs. They got passionate fan bases. They got a lot of resources. And if we're going to compete with them year in and year out, which we have been able to do, we're going to have to be on all parts of our game. I mean, when you watch a game in the American League East, you have to play a complete game to win the game. That's all there is to it.
I should suggest to you that maybe this year you maybe go out and find a marquee on a base guy.
Yeah, I think we need to do that every year.
Well,
we are putting emphasis on controlling the strike zone, in our player development. I don't just mean player development in the minors. I mean player development in the big leagues. If you look at Chris Davis and Machado's on-base capability, that's improved significantly the last couple of years. Scope improved this year. I know all our staff emphasize that. Cisco has a good on-base percentage, over 400 in his minor league career, so he could be additive to the major league club. Kim's discipline, I think, was a plus to the team. But if you see improvement in Scope, Machado, Davis, that means you're seeing player development at the big league level. Would you like to see a little bit more on-base capability throughout the lineup? Absolutely, yes. And we'll keep looking on that, but. There's about 25 other teams looking for the same thing.
Like you had mentioned, both Wieters and specifically Trumbo are free agents. And obviously you would like to see what you can do about bringing those guys back. However, if you don't spend that money for those guys, could you see reconfiguring so that you're not going after like all or nothing type players? Is that going to be a focus for you?
Well, I don't think the guys we bring in are all or nothing, okay? We like to have power throughout our lineup. Okay, that's been a consistent theme. We'd like to have good defense at every position. Ideally, we'd like to have power at every position. Okay, we can do a better job in on-base capability, absolutely. But the power plays pretty well in our ballpark. It helps us. We had 50 wins at home this year. I think our fans enjoy seeing that. Now, when you get into a close game, yes, you have to execute offensively. So, but the power plays. They don't have any fielders on the other side of the fence.
Are you this offseason? Are you going to address possible extensions with Tillman, Machado, Scope?
We're just finishing the regular season. And I'm sure we'll have time to take a look at that. All those players have done a great job for us. We have explored extensions in the past. In fact, a couple of times each with Tillman and Machado. So we haven't We haven't approached John Scope on a long-term basis yet, but I'm sure we'll have time to do that when it's appropriate. But we have already approached Tillman and Machado 2 times.
All the coaches to be back, or is it too soon to?
No, I was waiting for the right moment. I've known Wally was going to come back this year. Wally's going to retire from active major league coaching. Okay, and he, I think they're trying to set something up where y'all can talk to him and get his feelings. But that's, you know, I made sure coming here today, I want to make sure that he was comfortable with it. But he's at a point in his life where he needs to be home a little bit more, but he's going to still be active in some form or fashion next year. I feel confident. You know, hopefully it's with us. We'll wait and see how that works out. He's got some things he's got to stay on top of at home, like all of us do. But he's going to retire from an active major league coach, and he wants you know, have that opportunity to talk to y'all a little bit about that at some point. And so we'll need to obviously find a new pitching coach. And you know, there's but I don't see any changes. Otherwise, there might be some small things peripherally, but nothing that's going to affect those other 5 coaches.